right here beside me is my girlfriend, the underscore tomboy princess. We are playing Luigi's Mansion 3 today. This game came out in 2019, and it's 4 years old now.
Yeah, still going strong.
So we are doing any percent. You'll notice we're doing any percent legacy, and I'm going to explain that real quick. Any percent legacy is different than current patch because there's a skip on, I'm not going to show it right away, but there's a skip on this floor, the 4th floor. I'll explain it as we get there. But yeah. I'll explain a lot of things as we go through the run, but I think we'll get started in just a second. Time will be in 3, 2, 1, go. So when you first play the game, you have to unlock cutscenes, the ability to skip cutscenes, basically. On your first playthrough, a lot of them are unskippable. So everything that I just skipped there, I'm mashing the minus button to do. It's definitely not my favorite button to mash, but you'll see me kind of alternating fingers to mash through things. So to briefly explain why I'm in European French right now, it saves on 2 text boxes throughout the game. You'll notice I'm mashing through a lot of text boxes. Throughout every language we've tested, it's about the same, but European French was faster, so yeah. Ish, if I do.
Joven says it's the real Luigi.
Yes, that is true. So you'll notice I'm kind of jutting back and forth here. I'm mashing the B button, which is the strafe button. We use that a couple times through the run to help, well, strafe, but a lot of what we'll be talking about in this game is animations. There are a lot of animations that we try to skip because Luigi likes to move slowly and he likes to celebrate slowly. So, kind of a break here, a little chill time.
You get very few of those.
Yes.
So.
Well, yes and no. Every elevator, you're waiting like 10 seconds plus. So.
Yeah. Mashing the minus button again.
Yes, and I'm holding the strafe button through this. It sets up here because Luigi will get startled and it pushes him backwards. Basically, keeping Luigi on this straight path as we go through. B1, which is our first split, is, in my opinion, the most optimized split. It has a lot of minuscule optimizations just to save those seconds. Anyone who's run this game will tell you how daunting just B1 alone is. Like, you mess up something like that, and you would reset. So right here, this is Polterpup, our friend from LM2. He returns in this game. He's giving us a tutorial on how to suck, blow, and burst. And I'm bursting after I complete the different tutorials. It helps skip minuscule animations that are like a second or 2 long. So, like I said, animations come up a lot in this game. We're gonna go through quite a bit. So, first thing Polterbug had us do was the strobe bulb. So right there, whenever we see different flashing lights like that, we'll flash it with the strobe bulb. Might need to turn down game audio on my end. That's okay. In here, we're gonna have our first battle. These are goobs. They are the most basic enemy. And we're learning how to fight. A big part of the Luigi's Mansion games is fighting ghosts. Especially this one. We are slamming them. And something they don't tell you, but they do have properly implemented, like you get an achievement for doing it correctly, is slamming. You'll notice I'm slamming quite fast. I'm pressing the A button as soon as the ghost hits the ground. They don't tell you this when you first start the game. You kind of have to figure it out on your own. Most people will just mash the A button, which will only give you 4 slams. Each slam deals 20 damage, but with the way I'm doing it, you get 5 slams. So it doesn't really affect the goobs as much because you drain around 20 health normally, but so here, Professor Egad, trapped in a painting. You have to go save him. If you remember LM2 at all, we're about to get a familiar device from that game. Using the strafe button again to kind of line myself up, we realized that Luigi can stand kind of in the middle of this carpet when the key gets dropped. His animation that plays there is a long one, and normally we would have it right at the front of the carpet, but that lets us get the key and move straight to the door. Right here, some more goobs. I line myself up for a double. If you noticed earlier, I had actually set myself up for a double as well. So we're going in here. Multiples are often faster way to catch ghosts, so you'll see me try and set that up. Right here we got the dark light. We can scan paintings now and reveal hidden objects, which will come in later. I'm going to save Egad. He has just a wonderful running cycle. There's a way you can get him trapped up where we just saved him, and he'll just run in circles indefinitely. It's awesome. This game is buggy. And don't worry, we will get into the intricacies of the physics engine because it plays a huge role in the speedrun.
Do you prefer that Egad run from LM1 or LM3?
Well, you barely saw him run in LM1.
Listen, but that Naruto run.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
It's so exciting.
You can actually get him trapped in the elevator right there.
Look at him, he's a menace. He laughs at you.
Yeah. Right here is our first boss. This is Steward. And we're going to introduce you to the wonderful world of one cycles. Each boss has its own unique one cycle. There's only a couple that we don't have a one cycle or some kind of skip for. So you'll notice I slammed downwards 5 times. I bursted and then caught him again and slammed him in that certain pattern so that the buttons land right on me and it skips a slow 8-second animation of Luigi celebrating before he gets the buttons. Like I said, animations come up a lot in this run. Right now, this is one of 4 lengthy Egad dialogues where you get to just sit and mash the A button, so.
at least it's the A button this time,
Yeah.
and not the minus button. Those buttons are tiny.
Yeah, the minus button is a terrible button to mash. So here, EGAD gives us the Virtual Boo, which is this game's version of, I don't know, the Game Boy Horror in LM1 or a DS in LM2. So we had to go with Nintendo's best console, the Virtual Boy.
Didn't we see one?
We saw a controller somewhere.
We go to this like video shop, but it's kind of like I don't know what to describe it as, but they've got like really old games and stuff and consoles and things, and we found a Virtual Boy controller. But I really wanted to see if the system was there. Just the controller.
Anytime we go into the menu, you're going to see a lot of red and black, just as people did back when they played a Virtual Boy. So here we're going to see this cutscene a lot. Now, I mentioned a lot of the cutscenes are skippable. Some of them are strangely not, like this one where Luigi will put in the buttons in the elevator. There's a couple others that you'll see me not skip. Whenever you see a new floor, like we're about to see, there's a little introduction cutscene that happens. There's a cool glitch that can happen with the camera moving to the hallway to the right. Hopefully I can show it off, but right here's the elevator. This is where we'll be a good portion of the game.
Luigi's Mansion 3 is just elevator simulator, bro.
So what EGAD has asked us to do is to get the briefcase from his hotel room. Luigi and all of his friends showed up to the Last Resort Hotel, and Helen gravely kidnapped everyone except for Luigi. So now we have to go rescue them all. We just rescued EGAD, and now we're going to rescue our gelatinous friend.
Gelatinous friend.
Yes. We'll see him shortly. No early rat.
No early rat.
What you saw me just use there was the suction shot. It's a plunger that attaches to Luigi's vacuum. Use it to skip celebration animations after clearing rooms sometimes, but we often prefer going through doors rather than pulling out the plunger. So this room right here is EGAD's room. As soon as we enter, we're ambushed by 3 goobs dressed as maids. And here is our second boss, Chambria. Her one cycle is interesting. It involves stun locking in this corner. So they did not add enough. Well, never mind. Well, when you mess it up, she went down. I'll show you the backup whenever you mess it up.
Hello. Goodbye.
But they didn't add enough time for the cooldown for her, and normally she'll run away if you're playing casually, but we keep her in place. I'm gonna try and do it here. Nope, we're doing this as intended. This was totally my plan. I just wanted to show you guys this game, all these rooms that we'll never come back to ever. This room is actually pretty funny. You can go in here and play a game of putt-putt. It's actually one of our category extensions, is getting one of those golf balls into that little hole back there, quick as you can.
I forgot about that, dude. I always heard you talking about like putt-putt, and I was like, I have no clue what he means. He says that. Huh.
We love doing things as intended around here.
Hey man, whatever you keep doing.
Now we have the button for the third floor and Egad's suitcase.
Yeah.
So,
Oh. Oh yeah.
first Egad tells us to go back to the lab. So now you'll notice I kind of stand on these little squares here in the elevator. I actually do it intentionally. When you go to a floor that you've been to before, Luigi's startup animation for running takes just a couple seconds, and you kind of get a head start. As soon as the elevator drops, you can run through. I like to do it there. Some people do it right in the corners. It's up to preference. Find it easier to time with that. So here, get ready for something crazy. I'm gonna have Luigi in this corner, and Luigi is gonna push him through the cage. Now, what is this? You're probably wondering. Also, Luigi is allergic to water. So, what we do before a run in this game is we check for a seed. This game's physics engine is based on a seed. Think Minecraft when you're starting a new world. And we found out that we could push through things, objects collision. It's not quite clipping, it's more pushing through tiny gaps in objects collision. And when Luigi is stunned by Luigi, he kind of turns into an object like that. And so Luigi is able to push him through various things, and it only gets crazier from here. A cage is not where it ends. But the third floor, I like to call it the Luigi tutorial floor.
I'm learning so much, honestly. Like, you've told me all of these things, but not in, like, rapid succession as you're playing the game. So, like, I'm learning so much. Honestly, interesting. This is like a crash course video.
I'm gonna drop Luigi here. You're gonna notice now that I have Luigi, I'm gonna be doing lots of multitasking, especially on this floor. That little doll back there scares Luigi, and you'll notice he kind of just flew through the door quickly. We like to call that spook speed, when Luigi gets scared and immediately starts into running. And it allows him to go through doors quicker. So
Spook speed is just like fight or flight.
basically,
Luigi is the flight man.
I'm going to be trying to get things like that throughout the run. I don't know if I did this. Yep, okay, that worked. I've never had Luigi that far back before. The gimmick with this floor is there are these, well, it's the deck of cards. What's the thing called?
Oh, the suits.
Yeah, the suits. That's why you're the commentator. My brain is.
Hey man, you're doing great. Honestly.
With this, this floor especially, you'll see me overlapping cutscenes with collecting keys. Just a theme throughout this run. In this room, we get introduced to a new enemy type. We've only seen Goops so far. And I want you to take a guess what the next enemy type could be. If you guessed mini Goops, you are correct.
Baby boo.
These are the least obnoxious ghosts to fight, in my opinion, because they just go in your vacuum just like that. Click the key just like that. I have Luigi set up right next to the escalator because after this next room, you'll see.
Uh-oh.
So this room in particular is a good example of some cutscenes are not actually cutscenes. It's just a state where the characters are frozen. So because I was holding out the dark light, it didn't cancel that action. So whenever objects disappear like that, the puzzle is to use the dark light. But because I overlapped it with the cutscene, it basically just spawned the spirit orbs immediately. So, which return from LM2 as well. Now this guy has glasses. Easiest way we get those off is either by slamming ghosts into other ghosts with glasses or bursting, just like I did there.
I remember how to do this floor specifically because of the 100% run where I was Luigi, because you can play this in multiplayer mode and it's a lot of fun. And since this is a Luigi tutorial, I was like, alright man, I gotta be on my game. I have to actually know Chris, like the rest of the time, he was just like, okay, now stand here. Alright, and vacuum right now. For every other floor. But for this floor, I actually knew what I was doing.
Thought I let go of X too early there for a second, but okay. So now we are getting the star key, which if you paid attention earlier, which I didn't even point it out, the door to the boss room has a star lock on it, so we need the star key. But as we have figured out, Luigi is allergic to water. He dies on impact. We're not going to pick up this key just yet. We're going to walk up this treadmill. And there is a goo push here where Luigi can push Luigi up farther during that animation. But there's a chance of it crashing the game. And I don't want to deal with that. So it's not worth the few second time save it actually gives.
I love this thing.
This right here is a hammer. It has two tails on its back. And what I did right there is set up for a double tether. That's the fastest way to defeat those guys. You can do a method of slam stunning, which I'm actually about to show on this boss fight, but it's about a second slower. So if we can set up for a double tether just like that, then we'll do it. And here, this is Cruller, named after a donut.
Have you ever had those kind of donuts though?
I have not.
Dude, what? No, no shot. They're literally so good.
So you'll notice I had Luigi's vacuum out. I slammed him 4 times towards the vacuum. And then he got stuck in the pool of the vacuum. I bursted and then flashed him again. And that's the one cycle. Pretty simple. It saves like 3 seconds, I think. Doesn't save too much time, but it's worth going for. And yes, the fastest language is French. European French. Actually, North American French is much slower than playing it in English, American English, so.
Yo, is first the past tense of bus? Or is it bursted?
You know, I'm not going to question it.
I was hearing you talk and I was like, now I'm questioning it. I don't know why.
North American French. So right here, EGAD will tell us to go straight to the second floor. This is another pretty optimal one. gonna introduce us to our first ghost gauntlet, where there's more than 2 or 3 ghosts in one room, so it's gonna get crazy. But I'm gonna try and do a certain setup so that I can get 6 piece, which actually gives you an achievement. Achievements mean nothing to any percent, but it's fun.
Every time you say 6 piece, I don't know if this is a common thread, but I always think of like McDonald's chicken nuggets. Like that's the first thing that comes to my mind.
It's a classic.
It is.
As you saw, Polterpup, our dear friend, has stolen a piece of cheese.
No. Can Polterpup eat cheese and be okay?
Yes.
Can Polterpup?
Polterpup is dead, so I think he can do whatever he wants.
When you're dead, you get free reign.
Another weirdly unskippable cutscene, but then this one is. So I'm gonna have Luigi here grab this piece of cheese because it can help ruin your tether when you're trying to get 6 piece. As you saw, I just got the achievement for that right there. I don't know where that guy went. You'll notice occasionally if a ghost disappears, they'll kind of just vanish. They'll show up eventually, but they like to vanish. Right here is our next boss fight. This is Chef Souffle. This one cycle is a little challenging, so I'm going to kind of focus here and I'll explain after.
So this boss is really fun, but extremely challenging to do in multiplayer. We tried to learn how to do it for our 100% run, but did not get it in the end. Kind of bad. Kind of melted in the water a couple of times. It's slightly challenging.
Yeah, so you kind of saw what I did. He has that frying pan which blocks him from being flashed by Luigi's flashlight. I had to hit him with the pumpkin. That stove deals 40 damage every other slam, which is pretty nice. And you notice I kind of slammed him in a certain pattern just so I could set it up easier to hit him with the watermelon afterwards. It's a lot of fast-moving parts and very easy to mess up. As you see, rats keep stealing the buttons, or the button that we're trying to get for this floor. And up here is our first instance of true RNG. It's not reliant on combat. In this room, there are 3 cabinets all the way in the back. And this mouse will be in one of them at random. I always guess middle, but feel free to guess on your own chat. I'm middle gang for life.
Right.
Ooh, it's new.
See, we got 2 people in the chat already saying right. It's gonna be right.
These guys right here are oozers. They are slightly annoying. They like to hide in things and throw things at you.
Oh.
It was right. Like I told you guys, I'm right gang for life. I always pick right first. I never pick anything else. And we'll move on.
So this rat will be the first, emphasis on first, because there are multiple instances where things will take your things and run around dimensionally, and you just gotta go on a chase.
This is only a taste of what's to come later down on. So as you see, kind of gross, bunch of rats in the bathroom. We'll kind of just ignore that. We'll ignore that pile of food there too. And I think just get the button and move on.
Food in the bedroom?
Oh.
Question mark?
Who needs that big of a pretzel?
Me. Kareem. I need a like really bad, overly salted pretzel from a high school football game. I need one in my life. And I always say
The stadium pretzels?
Oh, yeah.
say that, but they're really bad ones,
Yeah.
you know?
Uh-huh.
Like the visual arts club is running the stands for a football game, and they just really need the money, but it's busy. And those pretzels are just coming out cold, and the nacho cheese is also cold, and there's way too much salt. By the end of it, I regret my decision.
So that is actually the shortest elevator ride in the game. It's about 5 seconds. And that text box is one of the text boxes that is shorter. It's normally 2 in English. It's 1 right there. As you can see, totally worth switching to European French. So this is the shop, which we will never use again. He gives us a gold bone, which acts as the life system. If you've noticed, it said saving in the bottom right corner in French the entire game. When you die normally, it's through an autosave system. Every time you go through a door, or sometimes when something happens, it'll save the game automatically. But if you die, this gold bone will revive you right where you are rather than where you last saved. So it's helpful on the final boss, and that's about it. So now we're going to the 4th floor. This is actually the reason why I'm on 1.0. I had to factory reset my Switch to get this version of the game, and you can only get it on physical. I'll kind of explain it once we get in, but this is one of the floors where it's basically just a boss fight. Fight the boss and leave. So.
Again, at it again. His usual antics, calling you every 2 seconds.
What he was calling there to tell me is that I can now travel to the lab whenever I want through the menu, which will be useful later.
That was close.
We're just going to ignore that goob who's trying to attack us with the carpet there. Right here is our next boss, Amadeus Wolfgeist.
I wonder who that could be in reference
Shoutouts to Mozart.
to. Right.
So this is another instance of goo pushing. I'm going to have Luigi go on the stage here, have him in this corner, because there's a door back here. In 1.4, which is the current patch of this game, they actually fixed what we do here by putting a ghost gate. If you've noticed, we've seen purple ghost gates throughout the game. They go over doors just to keep you in the area, but they forgot to put one here. So we're going to use that to skip this boss, hopefully. Right now we're on the stage, just avoiding getting hit by these chairs. Gonna mess around up here. You're probably wondering, well, okay, Toad's right here. Why don't you just dark light that? If you dark light it, you soft lock and you can't save him. So you have to wait until the boss is truly defeated. Also, Luigi can stand on top of that. So far, this is fairly normal. Obviously, you're not supposed to be up here yet. but we're gonna catch this guy. Gonna go through this door, create an autosave. Luigi will screen wrap. It always happens when I play this game. We're gonna go through here. As I mentioned, the autosave system. We're gonna go through. I'm mashing A right now. And when we reload the room after we created that autosave, drum roll, please. We delete Amadeus from this file. He is not actually collected in your gallery. He just is deleted. Because we go through that door when we're not supposed to, the game thinks we're done with the boss. So it just decides, well, here's the button. Have fun. And it works. You can't do this trick for the 100% run just because he doesn't show up in the gallery, and on technicality alone. That does not constitute 100%.
We did our multiplayer 100% run. We had to snag Amadeus.
And it's only going to get crazier from here. One of our biggest skips is actually on this next floor. If you ever played the demo, I think E3 2019, this was the floor that was shown off. And if you've played this game casually, you'll know this is one of the longer floors. There's a lot of things to go through, and we're about to skip most of it. So,
Sick.
I've kind of explained goo pushing. This is one of the major tricks that really helps push us as far down as we have. Right now, the world record overall for Legacy, well, no, for 1.4 is a 221 by Twisted Elf. Shout outs to Twisted. I know he's in chat right now. Helping to get to such low times, such as 2 hours and 21 minutes. Whereas the last game is about 1 hour and 10.
This game is fat, honestly.
LM1, I should say.
Oh, hi, Twisted.
So as I kind of mentioned before, goo pushing involves Luigi kind of phasing through objects. But you'll notice before, I actually used the plunger on Luigi to get him through, or get him on top of the stage. That actually adds height for some reason. So right there, we don't need a plunger for that goo push, but the plunger adds height and lets us push through this invisible wall right here with this gate.
So that particular goo push can be like really frustrating to get. It's extremely particular, and like you can't see anything but your phone. You're pretty fast. But you did good.
Thank you. The first one was interesting, but
you made up for it.
I had a bad angle. So this right here is King McFrights. Like all the bosses we've had before, he has a 1 cycle. I guess, would you count Amadeus as a 1 cycle? That's it's a matter of philosophy, I think, but this guy's 1 cycle is actually kind of challenging. You'll see what I do for it, and it might not seem that tough, but I'll explain it as we get there.
When we did our 100% run, he basically said, "Alright, just stand here, I'll deal with this." And I just stood around while he defeated his boss.
So you'll realize I'm kind of standing in this corner flashing him whenever he gets past. He'll kind of fire arrows through these doors here. which is slow, potentially, maybe. Kind of just playing the waiting game on this floor. I have to get exact drag angles, otherwise he'll be at 101 health and we won't be able to one-cycle him. Actually messed that up while practicing earlier, so all good.
And here we are. The tour is completed.
Took a long time for that cutscene to take place, I feel like.
I remember playing through this game. I'm pretty sure when I played through this game casually, you know, we were like hanging together and you were like watching me play through the game. I'm pretty sure you had me skip this floor. You were like, do you want to skip this floor? And I was like, sure.
Well, we would have had to try and get a seed if we did that.
No, but no, I'm like so serious that the first time I played through this floor was when we 100%ed multiplayer. Yeah. Because I had no clue what was going on.
Hello. Oh.
Emma B _88 said easy clap.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you.
Those are
That's a good one.
emotes of some kind
Oh,
that don't show up.
well, you know. I don't understand this thing.
Well, yeah.
Luigi's take care. On your shoulder, bro. What did you call him earlier?
Gelatinous friend.
Yeah, your gelatinous friend. That one got me.
You've ever seen Flubber?
Listen, there's some movie that I used to watch as a kid that, like, one of the ads, you know how, like, DVD movies used to have a bunch of ads before the movie?
Mm-hmm.
One of the ads was Flubber.
Hmm.
And I remember seeing that, because I used to watch this movie all the time. And always wanting to see Flubber, but I never actually got to see it.
So this floor here. Why don't we just get the button? Oh, wait. Well, we tried to get the button, but a tree
A tree.
is now here. This floor is called the Garden Suites, and our boss of this floor is called Dr. Potter. No relation to Harry.
This is personally my favorite floor.
This floor is beautiful, I will say.
Yeah. It was the most stunning the first time I played the game. And it's fun, because in this room you get to do fun stuff.
The gimmick of this floor is that the goobs are holding these flowers, or at least this room in particular. They're holding these flowers to block being stunned by the strobe bulb, which is the flashlight. Right here, he spawns a plant that'll shoot out giant pineapples. Easiest way to avoid it, just run straight through.
You say that, but I can never do it. Without getting hit by a pineapple, bro.
Ooh. Well, as you can see, physics are fun in this game. So this right here is the slinker. He likes to hide, not in objects, but just hide in the aether until it will try to attack either Luigi or Luigi. If I can... Well, I'm showing you slam stunning right now. The guy doesn't like to cooperate sometimes.
It's a little awkward to grab onto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think there's a faster way to do that, but you know.
When you actually have had some level of skill.
Oh.
Listen, I have no skill level. I can't do either of them. Anytime we play together, I'm like, yeah, you just go through and I'll respawn after you're done. This is the room. I got mixed up with the other room.
Yeah.
You can use that little chainsaw bad boy to cut like
No.
every blade of grass in this room. You can destroy the bed and the bed frame. You can destroy like every piece of furniture. It's just fun. Your first time through. Just destroy everything. It's a nice little break.
Mm-hmm. So the reason I'm using Luigi here, we're using the power of teamwork to destroy that watermelon. Sometimes a dust cloud can spawn, and whenever a dust cloud spawns, Luigi will sneeze, and it breaks tether. So we try to avoid that.
Ouch.
Right here, Luigi can move during this cutscene, so I'm trying to have him lower these plants so that Luigi can walk across. Gonna have to do some off-camera work using that little map in the top right corner.
Camera work. I love that term because it just makes me think of Minecraft when creators are like, so I did some work off camera and they show where they were at and it's just like, bro, why is your entire house made of diamond? Like, I didn't go into creative mode, bro. I found all this. Like, no way.
And here, this room is fun. You get to bounce on the mushrooms.
I'm also really bad at that.
This game, like the other Luigi's Mansion games, has terrible depth perception at some points. But
And I'm already bad with like spatial awareness. So like throw in the kind of artificialness of a video game, I have no clue what's happening.
So right here, goo push. You can actually soft lock here if it goes wrong, but oh, it almost happened, but we're good. There's a little death plane that Luigi will hit and respawn right where he did there, and we can pull the plant and skip having to lower all of those plants. So now we're going to fight the boss. There's two methods for a one cycle for this boss. I'm going to do the easier one. It's similar to the last one, but still different enough. We'll see. So here is good old Dr. Potter. Oop.
You get the chainsaw back.
Yes, we get the chainsaw for this boss fight. Although I had a good angle there, I could have done the faster one cycle. This one is easier, safer, because this boss is pretty difficult casually. Definitely very annoying to try and get his plants stuck on the... Oh, well, I have to do this again. Where'd he go?
He's literally so close. Oh my god.
He was through the wall, so I wasn't able to get him. But yeah, that's the one cycle. You just vacuum him until he gets to 100 health, and pretty simple. He spawns this watering can right here. A little ladder is about to spawn. And we'll collect the button. Be on our way. Yeah.
You feel good.
48 minutes in. Also, those doors open behind Luigi, even though he clearly pushed on them.
I didn't notice that. How do you notice these things?
I've been playing this game a long time.
Been playing this game since before you were born.
Basically.
I'm older than you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you want or anything?
I'll take my nondescript energy drink.
Energy?
Oh, yeah.
Same difference.
The only energy in that thing is sugar. Nondescript. There we go. Ow. Somebody say ow. LM1 runners will get it.
No one else.
No one else. No, nobody else. Sorry, you cool. Never.
So this floor is pretty cool. Paranormal Productions. You'll see there is a boss ghost of this floor, but we do not capture him. His name is Morty.
Morty.
Although I think in French his name is Oscar to reference the Oscars.
It's kind of cute.
Yeah.
Aww. I actually, this is probably like one of my least favorite floors,
Oh, yeah.
but like playing casually is probably higher up there on my tier list, but like speedrunning it, I find it extremely tedious.
This one is kind of difficult. You'll see the puzzle for this floor is we have to go through those TVs and we have to carry an item through one movie set. Each room here is a movie set. We have to carry an item through each set, but we actually skip one of the rooms because of room number 2, which we will see shortly.
That's probably my favorite movie set though. Out of each of them, that one's cool.
Big ol' Yeti.
I actually didn't notice that somehow until just now. I thought the same thing. I was like, huh, Yeti.
So in here, you'll notice I just used the plunger and am using the vacuum to pull this torch, which is completely not what you're supposed to be doing. But what I'm trying to do is get this torch into the corner. The incredibly finicky trick. And what it does is the torch will get stuck on a piece of collision that makes it think it's out of bounds in that corner. And because it's out of bounds and it's an essential key item, it'll respawn to whoever's active at that point, whether it's Luigi or Guigi. And so it just spawns to Luigi there because I switched to him real quick. So. We've skipped 2 movie sets, and now we have to do the last 2 normally. This one, the house is burning, but nothing of consequence happens. We just need to light this torch on fire, which we'll do after we defeat these ghosts. Well, or if you get despawned.
That might happen too. Be prepared.
I'll wait for this hammer to get back in here.
I love that he's the fire truck.
Yes. The only fitting role.
For that hammer.
So because only Luigi can be active here, I'm going to do slam stunning. I'm going to get the torch, just so we skip seeing Luigi celebrate there. We're going to push the torch towards Luigi and go through the next movie set. We didn't really get a good look at it, but this last set here has a giant spider. So if you're afraid of spiders, watch out.
Golden spiders.
Why is he not? Well, okay then. I've never seen that happen. Where Luigi just won't go up.
No.
He said no. I'm tired. I won't do that.
He is tired today. He is sleeping.
I actually left the torch where I did so that it could burn the spider as soon as it spawns. It doesn't do anything, it's just there to kind of get in the way.
There's so many little optimizations with like getting an object to Luigi, you Luigi
Yeah.
in that certain way to push it towards him. That's such a small thing. But I guess it really does add up.
Yep. All the small things. So this is Kaiju.
I don't know what else you want.
This is Kaiju. You'll notice I'm doing a certain pattern for this boss fight. Breathing these energy balls at us. If we get too close, he's going to try and breathe on us some more, so I'm kind of standing at a certain distance and also doing a flashing sequence so that we can get the same attack patterns every time. And Morty is actually making a movie. If you don't capture him after you beat this boss, you can actually see the movie that he makes of this fight scene. It's Oscar worthy.
Don't hit him with that. Don't hit these people with that.
Nowhere to go.
All the little cars are cute, but can't they interfere?
Yeah, the cars can get in the way if you are not careful.
They like bunts into you and stuff.
Yeah. So we have the button for the 9th floor, and we're basically just going to go straight there, I think. Nothing will happen, I'm sure. There's no reason why you can press X as soon as you enter the elevator. Just kidding, guys. I'm so sorry to have lied to you. This here is Polter Kitty, which has a similar role to Polter Pup from the last game. She steals this elevator button, and we have to go chase her through the floors. Luckily, it's not random. It is the same every time. So,
If it were random, that would be a chore.
yes. It's already a chore. Glad they didn't make it more important.
He is cleaning up.
Yeah.
I just think this game is so creative.
Definitely nailed all the little things in this game.
I like that.
I definitely messed up that button.
Well,
It's not supposed to look like that.
why do you put Luigi inside the house?
Because that's where Polter Kitty will hop out of the house when you enter with Luigi.
It's like, this dude really just banished Luigi inside the house.
Well, Polter Kitty just pushed me out of the way, so that can happen sometimes. I will slam Polter Kitty close to where she goes because, as I said, it is scripted where she goes every time, so you can kind of predict that. I'm gonna have Luigi on this lift. As soon as Polter Kitty gets here, I'm gonna flash her. I'm having Luigi go up to this table right here because It'll startle Luigi out of an animation. Normally there's like a few second long animation there of Luigi being sad, but we do sad skip so that he's not sad.
Can I do a sad skip?
Only if you have Luigi. So this here is our first instance of a haunted item. This is a haunted trash can. They're nothing too special. This is one of 2 ambushes that we get in this game from an elevator. One we weren't even inside. Fun things to come, I assure you. She went down through the floor all the way to the 7th floor again, so here we go again.
You must traverse the 7th floor yet again. Isn't there a build of the mansion in Minecraft?
Yes.
You showed it to me. Isn't there? No, we watched like an hour-long video on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty cool. But don't you have to get like special permissions from the creators to go in it?
Mm-hmm.
Understood.
Polter Kitty is right here in this cabinet. Oop. I'm gonna try and set Luigi up in a spot where she'll just jump straight down. Oh, whoopsie. Accidentally swapped too early. As I said before, I'm slamming her towards where she needs to go. And I didn't swap to Luigi there. Normally you'll see that I swap to Luigi immediately, but it saves on him being sad in that room, and he'll be sad in this room. So.
No sad skip.
No sad skip for that. It just delays the animation a little bit. Is it faster? I don't know, but it's funny. So we get decked by a spider. In here, this is called a trapper. And they're pretty simple. Somehow a giant watermelon has grown again in this room. Also, the dust cloud can spawn there. That's, again, why I swapped to Luigi. Because Luigi doesn't breathe. We just rinse and repeat. We're going to try and hit this trash can so I can get back to max health.
Polter Kitty is a menace.
We're going to do a goo push here to try and knock Luigi all the way back down. I was afraid that wouldn't work, but yep. I just traverse the entire tree.
Ignore the baby goose.
Ignore the mini goobs. Get hit by a rat. That's intentional, of course.
I love how you can like stomp all over rats and like spiders and stuff, and they aren't damaged.
They damage you.
Like these spiders are massive, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Not lying to you this time. We're gonna go to the 9th floor. As intended. Also thought I should mention earlier after we gotten the gold bone, Egad had told us that we can go catch boos. Boos are not required for this run, unlike LM1. They are completely optional. One of my favorite categories to run is all boos for this game because it's any percent and you tack on 2 boo hunts. You have to visit the floors after they've been completed in order to catch the boos, so kind of have to go out of your way to do it. But we don't need anything for this run. We don't need money, we don't need gems, boos.
Just beat the final boss.
Basically. Any way we can.
This floor is really nice because it's just like you walk in, turn a couple corners, and here's the final room.
So a little Night at the Museum reference there.
Stellar movie. I haven't seen it forever. Whack this dude with an A. On YouTube.
Yes, you'll notice both times I have him chew Luigi. It's just a bit faster that way. Here, our goal is to take these bones and shoot them at his ribcage. Inside this T-Rex is a caveman ghost named Ugg. Ugg is wonderful, as you'll soon get to see. Invincibility frames on that T-Rex are a little weird. This is Ugg. Gonna do a big slam. I'm gonna try and do it once I can. First, we're gonna drag him down to 280-ish. Gonna spawn Luigi, slam him 3 times, flash, and if you do it correctly, you can kind of tether back on when he gets released like that. But unfortunately, I didn't get it. It's pretty finicky. Yes, and Horse with No Name is in chat. Helped find that. Ooh, I almost missed the 1 second, or the 2 seconds. This guy does not like to move quickly.
Bonked on the noggin, bro.
That 1 cycle is the bane of my existence. Now we've saved Blue Toad.
An hour and 6 minutes in. How you doing?
I'm got plenty more in me.
We've got plenty more to go. This game is long.
For some reason, this is the only Toad that you have to drop off right at the elevator button. Normally you can press X anywhere on the elevator itself, but you have to go straight to the elevator button. And that's something I didn't really mention. I go to the door handle for doors, or I go right to the elevator button because it's faster to do that rather than to walk slowly. Like a little animation that Luigi will do if you're not exactly at the door handle or at the button. That just wastes time, so.
Didn't you say one time that, like, kind of individual teams worked on, like, had their own floor to work on?
That's our theory because of how different each floor can be sometimes.
I was kind of thinking about that when you described how that was the only floor you had to, like, go right up to the elevator button.
Mm-hmm.
Little things like that that are like, seems like this might have been busted up into different teams.
This is one of my favorite floors, B2. You didn't see him, but the boss here, his name is Clem. If you've been around in my chat, you'll know.
That's my favorite joke. that you guys have.
Hello.
Exclamation point.
Get your K-Konas ready, chat. I meant to spawn Luigi a little bit sooner, that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
I love the banjo music that plays on the floor.
It's kind of ominous banjo music right now.
Dude, ominous banjo music. I like that. Ominous banjo music intensifying.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Okay. Get Luigi scared by that rat. I'm gonna climb up here, try and go through this door, and Clem, our favorite guy, just raised the water in this place. So now we can't get to that door. We're actually coming up on, alright, I'm not even gonna attempt that. We're coming up on a really cool trick that was only discovered a couple of years ago. I like to call this one Ducky Skip. So what I'm gonna do is Luigi kind of buffered an X prompt there. That's why I held out the vacuum there. We're buffering an X prompt. As Luigi got flashed and dropped into the water, he spawned the rubber ducky out of bounds. And so now, if you remember this floor casually, you'll probably remember it being kind of annoying. We skipped the entirety of the rubber ducky section
Yo.
by floating out of bounds. Okay, well, I'm not even going to bother. Same thing happened. I was practicing this earlier and he just vanished.
So we couldn't find a way to do Ducky Skip on multiplayer, could we?
Theoretically, it's possible, but yeah, I haven't seen anyone do it, so.
It's tough. Honestly, some things, like you think, you know, if you had somebody else controlling Luigi, maybe it'd be like faster. But it's actually kind of challenging for two people to play. You gotta be like really communicative about what exactly is going on.
Also, shout out to that bottle that just flew across the screen.
I'd like to give thanks to that bottle.
I'd like to not go down the ladder. So because we completely skipped this section, we didn't even see these guys.
Did you
Little
just
sharks.
use a goose to go faster?
Yes.
That was awesome.
Shout outs to fish.
Can't you do something with the fish?
You can shoot them at the wall or
That's-
something and they like break into pieces.
As you can tell, my casual playthroughs are pretty casual.
If you push, have Luigi drop into the water, which has him respawn right there, which is helpful. So now we can spin this wheel and fight the boss. Clem 1 cycle is a tough one, but if you can do it, it can save a lot of time. So.
The boss that you can Google the most.
This right here is Clem. Feel free to use some K-Konas while I'm fighting.
It's clean. I think it's so cute how Luigi is just standing there holding the rubber ducky. It like melts my heart.
Okay, do that. Get some good. Yep. Okay, there we go. That's the one cycle. It's a little tough, but I think if you get the timing right, you can kind of just eyeball it.
The ducky.
You noticed I had flashed him with Luigi, then bursted, and then drained his health to around 280. That's where you try and get it. And then slammed him 5 times. And then flashed him at a certain time. Oop. Trying to get a little ladder skip here. Okay, never mind.
No ladder skip.
And the timing on that last flash is a little strict, but once you get it, it's not too bad. And then bring him to 100, and it's one cycle.
There we go.
And this will not be the last we see of this floor.
Spoiler alert. We will be back here. I believe on our second visit we'll meet a very special friend of Clem's. I'm sure we'll point it out.
Oh, yeah.
Now we're on our way to the 10th floor, which is actually pretty cool. If you remember this floor casually, you'll know the t-shirts of I vacuumed all the sand on the 10th floor, and all I got was this t-shirt.
It's a cool reality.
You get nothing for vacuuming all the sand.
Did you vacuum all the sand?
Oh, I vacuumed all the sand when I played there.
I'm typically one to do things like that. However, I did not vacuum all the sand.
Probably because I told you nothing would happen.
Because, I mean, I do remember my first time playing through, like, spending a good bit of time just, like, pushing the sand around. And you were like, so you can vacuum up all the sand, but nothing happened. I was like, kind of sad. Missed opportunity.
So this right here, big old pyramid. We're gonna go check it out. We actually spend a good majority of this floor underground. This is one of the longer floors, and the puzzles are interesting, for sure.
I Am Potato Girl said that they also vacuumed up all the sand.
It's the move.
I think it'd be really satisfying.
The haptic feedback in this game is just incredible, especially when you're playing on a pro controller.
Yellow. Goodbye.
Very responsive.
Okay, don't call me weird or anything, but what does haptic feedback mean?
It's just a little like vibration you feel in the controller.
Okay,
That right there is, I like to call him Bill, as in Billiam Snakespeare. And he got me, so unfortunately took a little bit of damage. The problem with snakes, and we'll see a lot of them on this floor, is that they slow you down for a second, or a couple seconds. It's pretty annoying.
Horse with no name says I gave up vacuuming halfway through when I first played. That's fair, honestly. It's a good bit of work.
I did it. I had to see it through.
This dude, he fixed some things like none other. It's literally so cool because he spent the entire summer fixated on LM1 and speedrunning LM1, so like I really got to know that game. I hadn't played it as a kid, and he pulled it out and we played through it, and that was cool.
Mm-hmm.
The entire summer was like LM1 we watched a bunch of like speedrunning. We watched a speedrunning competition, like a.
I didn't mean to do that. Where's the gun? Where's the gun? So, we're about to deal with some annoying screaming for the rest of this floor. And it's okay. It's in the name of speed.
In the name of speed.
The reason we have that gem ghost out is that it will give you spook speed through doors, so move quicker through them. This room, the laser room, you can actually cheese all of these statues by just standing kind of close to them.
Cheese? Is that what you just called it?
Yeah.
Okay. I just think it's funny. I don't know. The lingo is good.
Ooh. The snakes are trying to get me.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Cool. Currently 146 where we stand.
There's another snake.
Well,
This is the wonder of Luigi's Mansion 3. Sometimes you just get bit by snakes.
yo, did somebody say wonder? As in Super Mario Bros. Wonder?
No.
That's
Nope.
exactly what you meant. Oh my goodness.
Nope. It's the
Okay.
opposite of what I
Thank
mean.
you. I'm very happy with what they did with it.
This is another one of those rooms that has a weirdly unskippable cutscene where we have to watch Luigi get frightened by poison.
Yeah, I can stand the poison. I don't know about you.
Nah,
No.
no fear.
No way.
Oh, I'm missing one.
Are they randomly placed around the room?
No, they're in the same spot. I thought I had gotten this one, but silly me.
So this is one of the longer floors in the game, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This one, when I played through, felt like it took an eternity.
This is definitely a cool level. Definitely like the music on this one. I personally not a huge fan, but I do like the visuals. So I actually activated that ball trap earlier on purpose. It's to try and line up some of, well, this gem ghost is giving me a lot of pain. There's a slinker on the other side that is in a mummy costume, and sometimes that ball trap will immediately knock it out of the mummy costume, but we can hear it groaning over there.
The cartoon mummies were.
I actually like fighting mummies in this game more than I do in LM2, just because of the burst being an easy option. So here, this is a weight room puzzle. Where we use sand to kind of get the certain weights that we need. It's the same every time, thankfully, so kind of gauge how much sand we need each time.
The Elite Supergirl says pool level.
Mhm.
It is one of the cooler ones in the game, but I have sat with him while he's played through and watched many streams, and it seems like, you know, once you've been running the game long enough with those levels, it's just like, okay, the novelty is awesome, but why is it so wasted? It takes forever and can be a little annoying at times.
We just haven't found a good skip. We had a theoretical skip of being able to fly up to up to the door,
Flop?
but well, you know, I'm joking, of course, but
Just some sort of way you can get up there.
but it won't trigger unless all of these rooms are completed. So the boss won't trigger, I should say. We haven't really seen these guys. Mini hammers. They initially showed up on the 6th floor, but since we skipped that, we didn't even get to see them. So right here, the sand is really covering the room, which will let us get to that top, that door all the way at the top.
Yo, Louie's in trouble, bro.
This gem ghost has been really annoying tonight.
He acts like he wants to get caught.
He's been running straight into my vacuum.
Why is it again that you saved the gem ghost? I forget.
Just for spook speed through doors.
Got it.
But because we're on a timer, essentially with the sand filling up, we can complete that gauntlet as slowly as we like, as long as the sand is not at the max level. I'm keeping this gem ghost around just so it can properly scare me. And go through this door quickly.
Indiana Jones type moment.
Basically. Waiting to burn this torch. I've actually knocked this torch out of bounds, and it kind of does the same thing as the 8th floor, where it'll respawn if it's out of bounds. Yeah.
The torch makes a return.
The key item. So this boss right here is Serpsy, and she has one of the more annoying one cycles. I'm of course hoping to get it because the slower version, the 2 cycle or even a 3 cycle, is like 2 to 3 minutes slower. This is a long boss fight, so we're definitely hoping to get the 1 cycle.
It's pretty cool though. It's casual. Was that a sand castle? That's so fun.
Yes.
Goofy game, dude.
Gonna do that. When she gets stuck in the gust, Luigi can tether onto her again. We're gonna drag her health down again. We're gonna do kind of the same trick because she got down to 101, and that's the 1 cycle. Wasn't the fastest way to do it, but I think I could have drank health just a little bit more. That's still essentially what you're supposed to do. That's the 10th floor. Nothing too crazy, just a lot of skill involved.
Yeah, the music is kind of awesome on this floor.
Now we're going to the 11th floor, which is called the Twisted Sweets. And while we're in this elevator, I want to take a moment to shout out Urban Arts, who we are benefiting here at Pace. We have currently raised $2,686. Our goal is $20,000. So keep those donations coming, people. Really appreciate all the money we've raised so far, and hope you've been enjoying the event so far.
A big mighty thumbs up to that. This floor, I think, is pretty cool.
Yes, I enjoy this floor. It's got some tricky things on it, but I definitely enjoy this floor.
I think it's one of the more fun floors to go through. There's just a lot to look at, and you know, a lot of us can't get through the day without our subway surfers stimulating our brains as we do our daily tasks. So having a lot of things to look at is pretty nice. Was that a roast to myself?
Do you even... Alright, so right here, I'm gonna try and show off. So as soon as I skip this cutscene, Luigi's gonna get some super speed. Not sure why it happens. Normally he gets startled by that trash can, but if you skip it in the right way, if you avoid activating the trash can, then as soon as you skip the cutscene, Luigi will have super speed and just blast through. Like one of two places that happens in this game, but pretty crazy. You're gonna notice I'm doing a lot of setting up for things. There's a lot of gold goobs on this floor. And what the gold goobs do is they give us spook speed for later. There's actually a gauntlet in this room that we'll skip using goo pushes. Fun things to come. Whoop. Well, interesting. So this key is turned into a bunny. We're gonna save the key.
But you birthed the bunny.
Yeah. What I was trying to do there is skip the animation of him collecting the key by getting startled by the golden crow and then run through the door, but it's all right.
Playing through this the first time, that room is kind of a trip.
Yeah. Make good use of mirrors, and on this floor especially.
Yeah.
Show off secret thing. So this is our first batch of gold cubes that we're trying to set up here. This room. We're gonna clear these guys. And that'll help us to skip celebrating there. Luigi gets startled and can run straight through the door. We're gonna catch these guys. There's a trash can back here that I didn't want to activate just yet, but it's alright. Trash cans are very annoying on this floor, especially.
Oh.
A lot of things meant to break your tether on this floor too. The dice. Trash can gives spook speed though. And here we got some oozers. Good dudes. The fan is actually really annoying. if it's in your way, can hit you, deal damage, and break others. So we avoid that. This wasn't a terrible room. Got stuck at the end there, so I had to use the plunger. In here, we're going to set up for a double tether. There's a hammer in this chained tub. Yep. In here, we're going to try our hand at this gauntlet skip. Oh, almost. Kind of finicky trying to get up on the stage, but it is worth it. There we go. So you can actually soft walk here if you do this improperly, but I have a visual cue for it, so because we're basically loading another room while that takes place, so it doesn't spawn the ghost gates for some reason. He is on a mission. He's a real hater.
A real hater.
Oh. Well, Luigi wanted to go through that door slowly, I guess. So here we have Nikki, Lindsay, and Ginny. They are the acronym for them is NLG, which is a reference to Next Level Games, who made this game, and LM2. So, shout outs to Next Level Games.
It's cute. I didn't know that. This boss battle's not really difficult.
No.
You just gotta pay attention.
The reason I'm standing here is the cards that they throw at me. Can despawn sooner. I'm sure many of you have seen this game before where they're hiding something under a hat and they mix it up and you have to try and remember where that item is. In this case, it's the sisters. Some people will watch for where the bomb is, or some people will watch where the ghost is, or both. I always watch where the ghost is and play it by ear.
Big serious for you. I didn't hear that.
Ooh, that one almost hit me. We're gonna end the fight basically where the button spawns, a little bit off, but I think it's close enough to count. That's the 11th floor. And because we got all of those gold goobs set up, I'm gonna watch a funny scene of Luigi just dashing through all of these doors. Yeah, it was close enough. Unfortunately, the trash can isn't close enough to give him spook speed there. However, this room... trash can will help. And there we go. And now we're on to the 12th floor with no distractions. Nothing could go wrong. There's no other floor that we need to visit. How it normally goes.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we're getting there, man.
Yeah,
Go you.
we're getting there. Ooh. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. We are going to revisit B2. There's an upgrade that we need to the vacuum that gives us 7 slams instead of our usual 5. And also, there's something called the super suction that we need to clear. You'll see in a second.
I love this floor.
We need to clear this out of the way. We're going to answer a call from EGAD. And as I mentioned, on the 4th floor, we can travel to the lab at any time. So now we're going to go talk to EGAD.
What's easy? Isn't it the original game? They actually like in EGAD's model, he actually like had eyes behind
Yes.
his glasses.
This game, he does have eyes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's good to know that EGAD has eyes.
But yeah, the red toad is stuck on B2 and we have to go save him.
Bye bye.
Oh no.
Well, Clem's dead. Clem is gone.
Yeah, but that's Clem's domain.
It's not his fault. He was just running the boiler works until we took care of that.
Oh.
Elevator.
Return of the banjo music.
There's a haunted trash can right here, and I was trying to get the plunger onto it. And it didn't work out, but yeah. Okay. Go through here. Destroy that just so Boozer doesn't really have a chance to go in it. Set up beautifully. Almost made it.
Celebration.
Oh yeah.
The banjo.
I think I just broke a string. There's Toad. He's our little buddy for the rest of this segment.
Buddy indeed. Although I'm not sure if you would shoot your buddies across the room.
We are going to abuse Toad here.
Oh. Honestly, he's just happy to be involved. He does not mind that he has to be shot across the room to collect items. Oh.
No, this is a Luigi hat, but it looks very similar.
I do love the Luigi cap. I remember when you bought the cap, they were having like a buy 2 get 1 free on props. And I was like, dude, buy 2 and get a free Luigi hat.
Okay, so what we're doing here is sewer skip again. So what we're trying to do is get Toad in this corner here, and we'll have Luigi walk on his head.
Okay, okay.
And we have to push up against a huge invisible wall here. It's pretty finicky. We're using the plunger hat for both of these. Try and get the height that we need, and there we go.
Hollywood, what costume stores do you have? So you have a lot of Luigi plushies.
Yes, they're in the background.
Nick actually got, which one was it, the newest one that you got?
Something from Darkman.
He has the 3-piece, it is only a 3-piece set, right? That's the Darkman plushies that came out, which are pretty cool.
So now we have officially skipped the sewer. No water sewers is gross. Yeah. Why'd he turn around there? Sometimes Luigi will just turn around. No reason, he just likes to do that. Going swimmingly.
Swimming with no water though.
With no water. Speaking of water.
Are you in need of water?
Probably. Oh, I did it the slow way. Let's forget left is the quickest way there. As opposed to right.
Did that rat just fly off screen?
No.
I did. Although I do have my glasses off, so I didn't have eyes up thing. Wait, we didn't point out Clee's girlfriend.
Yes, Clea has a girlfriend. It is a bucket.
With the mop in it? Like, you know, the mop handle is standing up. No, it's the hair.
Yes.
The end of the mop is the hair. It's got a face on it. So, very cute.
Oh. I would love it. It's okay. You can do the most important thing in this game. High five, Toad.
That's so cute. This one feels very long.
Yeah.
Yeah, that elevator ride lasted. Like, it would be for me.
So I waited a second before tethering with the slinker there, just because Luigi gets startled there. So just wanted that to be taken care of. Up here, pretty funny glitch, if it'll work. No. Sometimes you can get Luigi to face the door when you enter. He will not be standing where he is right here. Cutscene will glitch out. I think because you're going through the segment too quickly or something. No idea.
It's really funny because you got us talking to you and like handing you things, and you're just facing like in the complete opposite direction towards the door. Like, yeah, I get it. Like, I've got a balance for you. Luigi is sassy. Sassiest Nintendo character. Luigi. All the way.
Coming up is one of the most daunting tricks of the run. Probably the most daunting trick of the run. Fishhook one cycle. Boss of the 12th floor, Captain Fishhook. And we had found a one cycle for this boss because normally it's scripted to have 3 phases. But we figured out a way to do just one. It involves a frame perfect buffer, which I'm going to try to get. But first, we'll show off the super section once, and then you'll never see it again. It only appears on 2 other floors after this. So we will never use this again. It's necessary for 100% on the other floors. That's about it.
This floor has Pirates of the Caribbean vibe.
Yeah.
The Caribbean.
Hello.
Are you getting nervous for this one?
I'm definitely going to be focusing for this.
We'll have a moment of conversation. So you can focus.
Yeah, it is crazy that this one cycle even exists at all. Because we've tried similar things on other scripted 3-cycle bosses, and it will either soft lock or crash the game, or so.
Yeah, I'm gonna be silent while you do this one.
So the goal here is to drain him to 261 health, slam 3 times, and go from there. The buffer sequence is kind of difficult to explain, so I'll wait to do that. Okay. Okay, we got it. First try.
Let's go.
That's Fishhook one cycle. So that buffer is plunger, ZL, and then A. And you do it 3 times. You have to do a really specific angle for that. And you lose 5 minutes if you miss it. So
Good thing you didn't miss it.
good thing I didn't miss it.
Look at that.
Ah.
Frame perfect.
Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was great.
First time it's been performed at an event. So
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome.
Oh.
and now if my heart rate could calm down a little bit. Even for a run like this, it's still nerve-wracking.
My favorite food would be yellow food.
Because he barely does anything. Now we're on our way back, the slow trudge. On the way back.
Feeling good after that one?
Yeah,
Good. That's the hardest part of the run over, right?
yes.
Save.
Because imagine getting 2 hours into a run and oops, you lost it. Again, you can activate the elevator from anywhere. You don't need to do it from the button in that instance.
Hello. Goodbye.
That's our last Toad saved. All three are chilling at the lab right now.
Chilling with E-Dad in the lab.
And coming up on this next floor is our next bit of RNG. So similar to the second floor with what cabinet the rat was hiding in, there are 6 exercise machines. There are 3 bikes and 3 treadmills. And there's a key in one of them. The fastest is bike 1 or bike 2. Treadmills are often slower, so get your guesses in now, chat. Bike 1 through 3 and treadmill 1 through 3.
I'm saying bike 2.
Bike 2.
That was the first thing that popped in my head. No, you got a phone call.
We don't need to answer it.
Story of my life. My phone remains on Do Not Disturb. Because I would like to not be disturbed. Thank you.
Luigi is on Do Not Disturb. This is my favorite floor, the 13th floor. That is Johnny Deep End. And he is wonderful. If I was a little bit farther back, I could have gotten that key. Yeah. So this next room has a weird little skip. I'm gonna hold the A button and it skips Luigi getting startled a second time there. Please don't hit me. And this next room has a really easy skip where all you do, you hold the X button. For some reason, these guys do not attack you, so we just skip that room. And they're just going to be chilling. This is the room I was telling you about with the... Oh, bike 1. That's best RNG. You can lose 30 seconds if you get the worst machine, so...
This room's kind of cool. More use of the mirror.
Yes. The pattern for where these mats need to be is the same every time, but
it is cool.
It is cool. Doing some scare skips there. That pearl that we just collected there is actually one of 2 spots where you actually cannot avoid collecting money. There's no way around collecting that pearl there. The reason I opened the chest is to skip him celebrating getting the key, so.
Yeah, so I'd rather you reopen the chest and celebrate your victory. Great.
More mirror puzzles here, but these ghosts spawn in the same place every time. In here we got another ghost gauntlet. This one's pretty daunting. Can't see.
You gotta unscreen the room.
Yes.
You'd be taking a real hot shower.
Okay, gonna try. Well, that worked, I guess. The idea of this room is to kind of set up to get as many as you can all in one string, but
There we go.
this is Johnny Deep End, and as you'll see, he has 60 health. Oop. I think there's invisible walls to prevent you from falling. Johnny is one of those weird people who drinks pool water, so Luigi is allergic to water. And there we go. Johnny won cycling right there. You could smuggle a rat over to the chest. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know that.
Wow. I love the term smuggling in this context.
Where would you smuggle a rat from? Crazy.
All the little intricacies. Crazy.
We're about to see another trapper. I know, crazy. It's been so long since we saw the last one.
Not used to often.
No.
They're kind of goofy looking.
So we're about to go to the 14th floor. You know how it is. Pretty standard. Nothing suspicious at all.
Pulling up. So we hit the 2-hour mark. Things are coming up on the last little bit of the game here.
Uh-huh.
In a little bit, we still have half an hour to go. But
Just kidding. Polter kidding. She's here again. Hey, Polter Pop's in the elevator this time, so it's different. It warrants a whole new cutscene.
unskippable.
Yes. As we love unskippable cutscenes.
As a runner, I love unskippable.
So as mentioned in the last Polter Kitty segment, she goes to the same places, so going to be following her trail. Normally you use the dark light to kind of figure out where she's going. Also, the hammers are still technically in the room, they just don't work. So one of them is invisible and is eternally lifting that weight forever. Yeah. Fun old gauntlet right here. Oh. Oops. There we go. Not a terrible room. I made it through and only got punched once. I call that a win. We are activating this bell for a very specific purpose. We're gonna get some spook speed once it activates. Easy, I know. I'm gonna move Luigi over here. Luigi will get startled by the bell ringing, and then we just go straight through.
And down a floor you go.
Yep. But we get to be in the elevator with Polterpop.
He has a cute dog. It is not time for the Mario stand yet.
It's time for the Mario spin. You remember from LM1 and eventually in LM2, you can call for Mario. In this game, you just press the D-pad. Get stuck on Luigi, why don't you? Oh, it's over here. Polter Kitty is so finicky. Great. This is exactly what I wanted. But for a second, I didn't activate him in time.
Yeah. No, wait, no. I forgot to hear this open.
So you'll notice I've been using Luigi to kind of help skip some startles. Some of the timings on some of them are a bit strict, but I kind of just mashed the right stick there and it worked out, so. Depth perception. So now we're on our way to the 11th floor. With the most normal elevator ride we could ask for. There's no reason why I'm having Luigi in this corner here.
It's also kind of a long elevator ride.
Oh, just kidding. Whoa. We get ambushed. And it's as simple as that.
Oh, yes. Well, hello. Hello.
Then keep going. That was cool, honestly.
The gold goobs still remain on this floor, so you still get spook speed through these doors. We're about to despawn in this last room, though. While we do this room.
Polter Kitty really takes me on a journey.
Through a good amount of floors. Oh, cool. Luigi stayed up there. Ooh. I didn't mean to have him fall down there, but okay. We're improvising. Oh, Luigi is sad because the gold goobs are running away. Just a second. And now Polter Kitty is taken care of. So we'll actually move on to the 14th floor. Not kidding this time.
Not Kitty.
No.
Kitty. Hey, that was good. I don't know what else you want from me.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
Don't even.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
14th. This one's pretty cool. It's also the shortest floor in the game.
In homage to, who is it, Jacksepticeye?
Yeah.
And put an F after.
Because they put an F after
Yeah.
everything.
14.
If you've got some dancing emotes, now would be a great time to use them.
Dancing. Okay, man.
See some cat jams, sour please. Music in here is great.
That's me. Yo, let me in the chat. Second best one. This one is pretty cool.
Hello. Okay, okay.
What are your feelings about this floor?
This one's alright. I like the music. In fact, my emote there is actually from this floor, so. As we're about to see Luigi do some dancing. And for those of you that know Fire Dragon, he actually discovered the boss one cycle for this floor, so. Little known trivia there. Because he was trying something when he had come back to this game, and he thought we had a one cycle for this boss, and we did not, and he discovered it, so. So the button is hidden with the dancer that is not affected by the burst. Well, I wait a second there, start catching him, just because sometimes it's a bit finicky and you can fail and lose about a minute or so. Now I'm gonna watch for where she goes. Oop. Well, I messed it up, but I'll show it up here in a second. And we flash burst and start vacuuming. Near to about here. And she's still in stun lock, so we're able to flash her. And then 140 ish. That's the boss. There's a gauntlet coming up that we're going to skip, actually, with the goo push.
Thanks for the dancing in the chat. That's awesome. Isn't there a way right there on that floor that you can crash the game?
Yeah, it involved if you defeat the slinker with the hammer, or then it could crash the game. So we goo push onto that bench. And we avoid a ghost gauntlet. Now we're on to the last floor of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Fun stuff.
We are rolling.
Oh, yeah.
Water, you good?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah. We were running with them.
This floor is called the Master Suites.
Wow.
It holds the big bad Helen Gravely and King Boo.
Helen Gravy? Why not Gravy?
Basically.
I love how that goes flying. That's so funny.
This is another spot of unavoidable money. Those coins right there.
Okay, okay.
For some reason, there's no way to avoid collecting them.
be a tragedy.
And this is probably the last trapper we'll see for the rest of the game. They really played a huge role. So the theme of this floor, there are a bunch of lasers everywhere. And they'll pop if you hit them like that.
Sweet. What's your prediction on time?
It's too soon to tell.
Mhm.
We literally can't know until we get to King Boo.
That is true.
And even then some.
Is it called Mario Skit?
Yeah. There's still some crazy tricks left in the run. And actually, we're actually coming up on the first goo push that was ever discovered. A bit later in this floor. Oh, I thought he was dead. Interesting.
What? That was really cool. That was really cool.
I love when this game works.
And boy, does it work. It is the game that works. Probably. I mean, I'm watching it in action right now.
Game works theoretically.
Everything works theoretically.
This room we really didn't get to see the lasers much.
Oh yeah.
We have a trick coming up that's really only useful on this floor called door storage. Oh, with my luck, the trapper is right here. The trappers will spawn randomly on this floor. Sometimes they can spawn right there. You don't need to get those.
There's a rubber ducky! Is that a reference to B2?
Or so Luigi is invincible right now because I did kind of a similar X prompt thing that I did with Skip. Basically is the action of Luigi being flashed combined with him trying to leave. And so it decides, well, you're not leaving, and here's some invincibility too. And it's really only useful in that room, and then hey, invincibility. Pretty easy to get. Oh, the trapper's active, so
I hate this room.
oh, what is this one? Take a laser to the face.
The physics here are nuts.
put Luigi through those lasers. Deactivate them because Luigi can't get the key until the lasers are properly taken care of. Grab the key. Now we have all 4 keys. So goo pushing was found by accident right here. Rubbertoe, 64, and the Hunter Hack were trying some things. They were trying to figure out how to get past this gate, and one of them told the other a wrong thing to do, and ended up pushing Luigi through the game just like that. And that's when we figured out, oh, there's a seed, oh, we can skip a lot of things, push through collision of objects. And shoutouts to them for misinterpreting things.
Getting close to the end, bud. How you feel?
Hands cramping.
It's a long one. I mean, as far as speedruns go. I mean, it's a lengthy game to play through casually.
I actually set up Luigi there for this fight. There's no one cycle, but she uses lasers in her boss fight first. We have a way of deactivating zero. Basically, I'm going to have Luigi take the brunt of the hits, and Luigi will be out of bounds. Because she likes to drag whatever character you're using into the lasers. I'm definitely going to be getting all the spare hearts. And I'm standing in a specific spot to manipulate the position where she spawns.
Honestly, shout out to this game for not letting you refill your health to 100. 99 is the max health.
I think Luigi's at 25.
No satisfying numbers for you. Yeah. Your health, brother.
For some reason, these red lasers Luigi is unaffected by, but the colorful ones will despawn if they even move anywhere. That's 0 laser home. Just kidding. That's 7 health. That way. What was the gist? Actually, yeah, it didn't even matter. That's such low health. I was about to show you how the boss fight is done now. And we do definitely need to be at full health for the fight. Luckily, bosses will give you hearts after you defeat them.
let's go.
HD says, let's go. Welcome to chat, HD.
Hope you're doing well tonight, HD. The 100% all went well. Tuned in a little bit, but had some technical difficulties.
Hey, come on.
So this right here, big ol' skip. You can soft lock on it. Call it Mario skip. Mario's over there. He wants to show off he wants to show off his wall jumping skills, but we are gonna fall off the roof. We're gonna screen wrap up right to the ladder.
That was best case scenario. There are multiple different places you can land, depending on how you fall. But that was the best. So go you. What you need?
Well, since
How you know?
it's a wonderful skip. Shoutouts to Roberto for finding a consistent setup for it. So you'll notice I'm going to do a lot of damage boosting through this fight. A lot of his phases can be skipped by damage boosting. They just take forever. And we're going to hope for a bonus health, but nothing is guaranteed.
Yeah, your record's 226.55. You're not far behind.
Yeah, this boss fight takes about 6 or 7 minutes. So.
That's really pretty awesome for not having. Have you run this game at all this semester? School is hard work, kid. But speedrunning is fun.
I'm gonna try and be careful here. Try and not die. I am at 19 health, and as you can hear, beep boop.
Beep boop.
A lot of that.
Oh. Get it.
That's actually really scary because if they do a certain attack phase, then you will miss out. Have to wait. To do that, but I am good on health. I decided I would get the extra health just to be sure. This last phase, King Boo will do a bomb ring, which I'm going to try and catch a bomb and shoot it right into his mouth. Keeps making clones of himself. So. They had an arbitrary time limit to it. Like 5 minutes or something.
Are you? Oh.
We're going to damage boost here. and shoot a bomb into his mouth. There we go. That's boss fight. And time is actually coming up soon. And so after this cutscene, he's gonna spawn a gem, and as soon as I touch the gem, it's time. Get ready with that. And time.
Sick.
That is Luigi's Mansion 3. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. I am again Mr. Green. This is the _Tomboy Princess. It's just such a pleasure to be able to run this game for you. I know I'm not in person when I go to the event right now. I wasn't able to make it, but shoutouts to Milo and shoutouts to the whole GSA team for working with my schedule, and so glad to have shown off this game for you. I've been running it for years at this point. It's 4 years old now. Only gonna get faster from here. Shoutouts to Urban Arts once more. Thanks everyone for your donations to them. Keep them coming. We got a long event coming.
This is the end of day 1, right? Or the start of day 2.
Start of day 2.
Yeah.
I want to give some shout outs. I want to give a shout out to Twisted Elf, who's helped me through many things through this game. Shout outs to Rubber Toe, Hunter Hack, Grovather, Midori, A Deadly Hobo, The Awesome Dud. Of course, is my name, of course. Shout outs to Devani. Shout outs to Skipper. Oh, I'm terrible. Is there anyone else on the team?
It's a long list of people involved with the community. Yeah. It's hard to name everybody, but I mean, if you're part of the community, you're awesome. It's a really sweet place to be and thing to get involved in, and honestly a lot of fun. I mean, if you're roped into Luigi's Mansion 3, you also usually get involved with the LM1 and LM2 communities, so it's a large fan base, and if you ever want to check it out, just get involved. It's a lot of fun, a lot of good people. Everybody's willing to help and tutor and whatnot, so yeah.
Reach out to me if you have any questions about this game. MrGreen930 on Twitch, YouTube, Discord. So you can find me there. Thank you so much, everyone, for stopping by. Thanks for GG's. And fun with the rest of the event. See ya.